Audio Jungle.
Welcome back here to David F. Couch Ballpark for Game 2 of the home series. Last night, the Disco Turkeys lost of a final score 4-3 against the Mooresville Spinners. Looking to turn things around here and get out of the loss column. So far for the Turkeys, they're currently on a 2-game losing streak, both of those games being a 1-run deficit. It was an 8-7 game against the Ducks a few nights ago, followed by the 4-3 loss last night. Once again, trying to find a win here. As we take a look around the lineups tonight, starting with the opponents, it's going to be Ronnie Hall leading things off. That's going to be followed by Luke Roberts. He's going to be wearing number 2, playing shortstop. The 3-hole will be of Will Epstein. Epstein will be over in center, followed by Babb playing first base. Barrier will be behind the dish, batting in the 5-hole. Thompson, number 11, will be in the left, batting 6. The 7-hole will be of Maines, being over at the hot corner, playing third. Marion will have an extra hitter tonight. That's going to be Nestor, number 33. They've slotted him in at the 8-hole. Repus will be number 28, batting in the 9-hole. He'll be the DH. And KH Bone will be over in right, rounding things off for the Marion Hungry Mothers. They'll be batting 10th. On the mound for Marion, that'll be number 1 of Connor Brown. For the Disco Turkeys, Ty Vespel set to lead things off. He'll be wearing number 1, batting first. He'll be center field. Batting second will be Easton Ogle. He'll be playing second base. Batting third will be Chambers, the DH. Gage Miller will be number 9, batting in the cleanup spot in the hot corner. Over at 5th will be Oliver Cush over in right field, followed by Jackson Green at first. Brock Welch will be behind the dish tonight, batting in the 7-hole. Dakota Dahl will be the extra hitter, with the Disco Turkeys batting 10 as well. Hudson Morgan will be playing over at shortstop, and Ty Minisi, that is, will be playing in left. I'm going to take a quick time out here for the national anthem.
Epstein and Kilborn. K-I-L-L, I would say. Kilborn, B-O-R-N-E. And it's Epstein, I-E-N.
And now let's meet tonight's starting lineups in Game 1 of this doubleheader. First, for Big City
not what I was intending. Apologies there. Welcome back here into the David F. Couch Ballpark. Game 1 of 2 here in a doubleheader against the Hungry Mothers. So far on the season, the Turkeys sit with a 3-1 record against the Hungry Mothers. They have 8 games left here against the Hungry Mothers this season. That will be split between here at the Couch and up in Marion, Virginia. About an hour and 40-minute drive going up 77 into Virginia. That's just past of Whitsville as you get off of 77. Last night, the Turkeys lost 4-3 against the Spinners. That was back here at the Couch. As we head to the field, the starting pitcher tonight for the Turkeys. That's going to be of Dawson Yoakley, who is set to make, I believe, his second start here at the Couch. Regardless, here we're just about set for first pitch here at the Couch. We're set for just around 3 minutes. Gonna take a quick break here and we'll get set back started for pitch number 1 between the Turkeys and Hungry Mothers. Welcome back here. Dawson Yoakley works on his way to get to the top of the mount as we're just set for first pitch here at the Couch. Working his way to the plate, that's going to be Ronnie Hall, batting 1 of 10 tonight here for the Hungry Mothers. Ronnie wearing number 3, going to be working from the right side. Dawson Yoakley, a right-hander, a hard-throwing right-hander as we're set for pitch number 1 here at the Couch. Miller, Morgan, Ogle, and Green goes around the infield as the first pitch is fouled off down the first base side. Able to get ahead early and often, up in the count 0-1. Manisi, Vespi, and Cush going around the outfield left to right. The Disco Turkeys defense has Hall played defensively to go right back up the middle. As the 0-1 goes back behind the back of Welch, that will even the count 1 apiece. And the Turkeys on a 2-game losing streak so far, both of those games being a 1-run deficit, an 8-7 loss to the Ducks, and a 4-3 loss to the Spinners. As a 1-1 from Yoakley just catches the outside corner. Looking to get punch out number 1 here of the night to the leadoff man's Yoakley, up in the count 1-2. So far here at home games, the Turkeys have a 4.0 team ERA as that's popped right back up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Morgan. Ends up falling down on the right side of second base. Reaching in safely was the leadoff man of Ronnie Hall. After the leadoff base hit, that's going to bring up the 2-hole of Luke Roberts, going to be playing shortstop. Unfortunately, the shortstop for the Turkeys, that being Hudson Morgan, not able to make that play. Was able to field it clean and efficiently, but went to throw it over to Green at first, ends up tripping just past the right side of second base. As Hall will reach first safely. Inside, gets away from Welch, takes off for second, a throw in, goes to Ogle. The high throw not able to apply the tag in time, as Hall takes second here. Still nobody out here in the top of the first. Walt's trying to keep everything here in front of him. With Yoakley on the mound, so far runner on second, and that's 180 feet away from scoring the first run of the night. As the Turkeys are trying to erase their 2-game losing streak. Popped up right field side, that's going to get out of play. An early foul ball here. Gets ahead in the count 0-1. The longest losing streak for the Turkeys, and that's 5 games from May 31st to June 7th. That was the last game of the Moxville Summer Classic, where where the Disco Turkeys went scoreless through both games at Rich Park. The 1-1. Downstairs blocked up in the turf as Yoakley will fall behind 2-1. Unfortunately here, the color commentator that was going to be calling inning number 2 had to step away. Hopefully we'll see him back here later on tonight. As a 2-1's chop fouled. As the count will even 2-2 here from Brian Yoakley. Dawson Yoakley, that is. Already up to 7 pitches so far thrown on the night. Game 1 of a doubleheader here at Mando at the couch. Did you hear me? Jesus. Got him around. That's going to be caught up by Welch behind the plate. Ends up doubling him up regardless. That's out number 1 of the inning. That will keep Hall over at second. Apologies here, trying to keep up with Game Changer along with the game itself. Now bring up the 3-hole of Epstein. He's playing center field tonight for the Hungry Mothers. Yoakley up to 8 pitches through 1/3 of an inning. Second baseman Ogle holding on to Hall. First pitch here, downstairs in the turf. That's going to be blocked up. 1 ball, no strikes. As we're set to continue here. Runner takes off for third. Stolen base attempt. Called a strike. Throw is late into third. Stolen base given up against Yoakley. Chopped right back up the middle. Gonna be a play for Morgan. Has 1 play over the first to Green in plenty of time. Out number 2. But that will bring home Hall. First run of the evening goes to the Hungry Mothers. They're up 1-0. Apologies here. Fouled that one off. 0-1 to count. To Babb. The 0-1 here's fly to right field side. Kush giving chase, going right back behind him. Able to make the grab. A few steps in front of the warning track. That is how the top of the first will come to a close. 1 run. But that's all they'll get. Turkey's trying to even that up here, going home half of the first. Welcome back here into the couch. Home half of the first. Turkeys trail 1-0. Set to get things started here is Ty Vespi, looking to make his first at bat here on the doubleheader. First pitch is outside, ball one from Brown. Need to get something quick started here in the first. A 1-run inning so far from the Hungry Mothers puts them ahead 1-0 here in the home half of the first. Big swing and a miss. A ball and a strike. As for the Disco Turkeys so far here at home, they've been struck out 50 times alongside 43 free bases, 12 of those coming by hit by pitch and 31 walks. Needing a lot more of those and a lot less strikeouts in any form here to beat the Hungry Mothers. Grounded past a diving Hall at second as that will find its way into shallow center field. A leadoff base knock from Ty Vespi will bring up Easton Ogle.
Next up, second baseman, number 50, Easton Ogle.
This will bring up Ogle so far. A leadoff base runner for the Turkeys. Couldn't be any better. Decent side lead over at first. Babb holding him on. Takes off. First pitch going. Swing and a miss. Throw is just a tad late. Was a tag applied? It was. A caught stealing against Vespi. After a leadoff base knock ends up getting caught stealing. An unfortunate turn of events. Now trying to get a one-out base runner. No balls and a strike. The pitch. Line center field giving Chase Epstein. That's going to drop in front of him. As that is a one-out base knock for Easton Ogle. That would have put runners first and second with nobody out. But instead we go back right to having a runner on first. Now one out for Chambers. Chambers tonight wearing, I believe, number 12. He's working from the left side. Runner on first. That's Ogle after a one-out base knock. So far, 2 hits and no Marion errors so far tonight. Ogle with a decent-sized lead over at first. Slowly backing up and working forward. He's going to take off. Pitch catches the outside corner. Throw is in time. Once again, another caught stealing. This one's against Ogle. 2 runners have reached base, both of them being strike. Both of them have been caught stealing there. Wow. 2 up, 2 down, but the unconventional way. And so here's now a chance for Chambers. Downstairs. That's going to be down in the turf, blocked up by barrier. As we come to a ball and a strike. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Brown, working from the stretch now. Well, a slight variation of a windup, if you will. From the right side of the rubber against the left-handed man at the plate. Grounded to second. Hall's going to fire that over the first, and that will do it. The unconventional way here, but a 3 up, 3 down regardless. 2 caught stealings is how the inning will come to a close. It'll be Barrier, Thompson, and Maine set to come up top of the second. welcome back here to the couch. Marion currently holds a 1-0 lead over the Turkeys. Yoakley will remain on the mound for his second inning of work. First pitch downstairs into turf, 1-0. 1 hour and 48 minutes is how long it takes to get up to Marion High School. That's the home field for the Hungry Mothers. Off-speed pitch catches the bottom half of the zone, evens it up 1 apiece. The defensive alignment stays the same here in inning number 2. 1-1. Was he able to check his swing? Will not matter as that catches the outside corner from a fastball, 1-2. So for only one punch out for Yoakley so far, that comes to the 2-hole of Roberts. Chance for his second one here. That just misses outside as the count evens 2 apiece. Man at the plate, that is Britt Barrier. He'll be rung up on strikes as that caught the outside corner. Strikeout number 2 of the night from Yoakley. That will bring up Thompson. Thompson now up the left fielder. He's going to be working from the right side. A right-on-right matchup as we come here with 1 out at the couch in the second inning. That's a low and out, gets away from Welch. That's going to bounce all the way back out to the mound off the bricks here behind home plate. Turkeys have done well in the past couple of seasons. This is the first season where all home games are playing here at the couch as the 1-0 runs inside and gets a piece of Thompson in the back. First free base of the night goes to the 6-hole of Thompson. 1. This will bring up Maines. Peyton Maines, that is the third baseman. Big lead. Yoakley steps off back of the mound. If Yoakley would have decided to throw home to Welch, it appears that Thompson would have been able to steal second easy. So far on the season, the Turkeys have done well against Marion. Grounded to Morgan at short. 6, 4, 3 double play in plenty of time. And that's how the top of the second will come to a close. A double play from Morgan to Ogle to Green. Just like that. Ends the second. 1-0 Hungry Mothers going bottom 2. Coming back here, home half of the second. Hey, Dad, can you turn that on my scoreboard? First pitch downstairs. That's against Gage Miller, indeed so, batting 4 of 10. A 3-up, 3-down inning back in the first. 2 stolen bases caught by Barrier. And down in the count, 2-0. 2 base knocks so far in the night for the Turkeys. Unfortunately, both of them end up being caught trying to steal second. Fly to right field side. That's going to get out of play. 2 balls and a strike now against Miller. The Turkeys' next home game will be back here tonight. About 30 minutes after completion of game number 1. Back against these same Hungry Mothers. 2-1s fouled straight back. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Marion has a chance to even up the record against each other, the head-to-head that is, as a 2-2, outside, full count. Checks the first base umpire, says he did not go, full count. Well, an early payoff pitch here in inning number 2, that's coming from the home half, to the leadoff man of the inning. Fouled straight back. Able to keep his bat alive as we'll keep on going here. The Turkeys with 1 win tonight will at least be able to help them stay above 500 against the Hungry Mothers on the season as they hold a 3-1 series lead with 2 games against them here tonight. The payoff pitch grounded right back up the middle, trying to backhand it was Brown. It'll be lead for Roberts behind second base, firing it over to Babel, draw him off the bag, an infield single for Gage Miller. Yeah. Miller hustling up the first baseline, able to draw to throw off the bag. Bab not able to get back, and that will bring up Cush now. Nobody out, 1 on, just like it was back in the first. 3 base hits so far tonight. As for the Turkeys, they've had 22 hits on the season, including tonight, they're up to 25. Their batting average, a team batting average that is, so far has drastically improved. Unfortunately, no runs to support it. Small lead over at first is Miller. The 0-1 chop down the third base side. That's just barely going to go foul. Past Maines over at third base. No balls, 2 strikes here to Oliver Cush. Jackson Green waits on deck, followed by Welch, Dakota Dahl, and Hudson Morgan. The team's been struck out 50 times so far this season. That's only from the home games that I've been able to attend, including the Moxville series. Popped up, edge of the outfield turf. Roberts calling off the men surrounding him, able to make the grab for out number 1.
Next up, first baseman, number 33, Kate Green.
After starting the inning on a single to short, a flyout to short will bring up Connor Jackson Green, that is, batting 6 of 10. As Moxville has an extra hitter, that's going to be Dakota Dahl, batting down in the 8 hole. Inside nearly clips Green. 1 ball and no strike. Oh. Apologies there, as I've been doing a mixture of both Nisco Turkey and Moxville games, as the last home series that I did for the Turkeys was at Moxville, home of Rich Park. Hit by pitch there will bring up Brock Welch for the Turkeys.
At bat, the catcher, number 11, Brock Welch.
Trying to find a way to push home across 1 run here for the Turkeys. Runners first and second, that's Green and Miller. Hull and Roberts holding on the runner at second. That pitch just catches the bottom half of the zone. No balls and a strike. This one 1 out of the inning so far. It was a fly out to short. That was from Kush. Dancing lead over at second. Back pick. Draws no throw from Brown. Hall is there ready to receive the throw for the Hungry Mothers. Fly to right field side. Gonna get out of play here into the stands. Down to the last strike here. 0-2 the count. Once again, no strikeout so far here for the Turkeys. 6 batters have come up for the Turkeys. No run so far through 1 1/3 inning. At the plate's Welch. Trying to stay alive here. Down the count 0-2. The pitch. Flied up first base side. Out of play once again. Nearly deja vu as we'll keep the count 0-2. So far in the season, the Turkeys hit just behind 500 with a 5-8 record. Has a chance to increase that to 5-9. Apologies. 7-8. Grounded. Third base. He's just going to step on the bag itself and hold on to it. Try to go 5-4-3 for a double play. Instead, Maines will step on the bag and retire Miller, as Welch will reach first base on the fielder's choice. Dakota Dahl now at the dish for the Turkeys. So far in the season has 1 base knock into left field. Working from the right side. First pitch squares him dead in the back, and that will load the bases here. 2 outs here in the second inning. Down to the 9 hole now for Morgan. Morgan has 3 base knocks to the left side. 1 just behind a short, and 2 down the left field line. Needing 1 of those here. As the Turkeys trail by 1, bases are loaded, trying to not leave 3 stranded on the base pass. Outside, ball 1. Barrier able to make the grab, ranging out to his right. From the windup, here comes Hungry Mother's pitcher. Line right back up the middle, off the foot of Brown. Not able to make the play as that bounces all the way to Maines at third. That brings home 1 Disco Turkey run. That ties it up 1 apiece as that went off the foot of Brown on the mound. As Maines was nearly able to pick that up and throw out Hudson Morgan at first. What a strange set of plays, if you will. Anyway, the Turkeys come back and tie it up 1 apiece. Gonna take 1 or 2 warm-up pitches here for Connor Brown. The starting pitcher here for the Hungry Mothers appears to be doing okay as we're set to go back to work here at the couch. The Disco Turkeys' next game besides tonight, that'll be tomorrow night at the Uwharrie Wampus Cats, followed by a game on June 26th at the Marion Hungry Mothers, and then it'll be back here on June 27th, once again against this very same Hungry Mothers squad. We'll play them 8 more times, including the 2 games here tonight. A 3-1 record against them thus far. Down and out, that's blocked up by Barrier against Tyler Manisi. trying to push things back over to the top of the lineup as Manisi's batting 10 out of 10, wearing those yellow batting gloves with a vest beyond deck, who's a 1-for-1 on the night so far. Catches the outside corner. That evens the count 1 apiece. Thompson, Epstein, and Kilborn going around the outfield left to right. The infield's Maines, Roberts, Hall, and Babb. The 1-1. Upstairs will be left behind. 2 balls and a strike now against Manisi. Still good to see that Connor Brown remains on the mound for the Hungry Mothers after taking a hard shot off, I believe it was his right heel. Ends up resulting in 1 run scored for the Turkeys as they tie it up at 1 here in inning number 2. That swing and a miss will even the count 2-2. Still no strikeouts here and not a place here for 1. Trying to put the ball in play. The 2-2 fouled off will keep on going as the count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes here between the Turkeys and Hungry Mothers. Welch, Dahl, and Morgan going around the bases from third to first. The 2-2 catches the inside corner from the slider. Sits down Manisi looking, and that will strand the bases. Wow. Going into the top of the third, we have ourselves a tie game after an RBI single from Morgan. Going top 3, it will be Nestor, Repus, and Kilborn going 7, 8, 9, 1-1 going top 3. Coming back here, top of the third inning, a quick game here. Here in this doubleheader, it's going to be a 7-inning game. Much different than a single 9. As both squads will have to, in a sense, work in a bit of a hurry, trying to make sure that 7 innings does not come and go. Not just that, any form of extra innings, if you will, playing in that 8th or 9th inning, could come back to indeed harm both of these pitching staffs. More so for the Hungry Mothers, as they have a much shorter bench. As for my players card, I don't have any substitutes. I think 2. 2 balls, no strikes here against Jacob Nestor. Apologies here. That was 3 balls, as that last pitch was ball number 4. A leadoff walk here will bring up Repus. That walk apologies here, as I thought I had not written down. Apparently not. Although the Disco Turkeys tend to have not walked a lot of batters, although their batting average against currently sits at a 223 through home games. That is 43 points higher than the Disco Turkeys' home batting average. Flied straight back. That's going to go into the netting. Down in the count 0-2 here against Repus. Okay, working from the stretch, 1 man on. Trying to get strikeout number 3. That's going to be flied straight back into the netting. Once again, a bit of deja vu, as we'll keep the count here 0-2. So far, 1 strikeout in every inning. So far, both of them being the first man out of the inning. Back in the first, it was a 2-hole for Roberts after a single. In the second, it was the leadoff man of the inning, that being Barrier. Upstairs, Walsh able to keep it in front of him, as Nestor will stay on first. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Moxwell was in the midst of a 5-game losing streak. Could have been more with a rainout. That was against the Ori Wampus Cats all the way back on May 29th. Grounded. Morgan at short. 6-4-3 for the Turkeys. Second double play. Will put 2 outs on the scoreboard. 2 up, 2 down after the leadoff walk will bring up the 9-hole of Kilbourne. As I was getting at, as I was reading something incorrectly, the 5-game losing streak for the Turkeys, that ended in Moxville. Had the Moxville Summer Classic Series between the Queen City Corn Dogs and the Troutman Dogs. The losing streak started back on May 31st. 2 nights prior, there was a rainout against the Wampus Cats, which could have been a chance to make it 6. That losing streak consisted of the Wampus Cats, who the Disco Turkeys have also beat once. That was on opening night, a 10-5 victory, all the way back on May 23rd. That very next night on the 24th, the Disco Turkeys lost to the Hungry Mothers, 11-4 here at the Couch, before going up there 2 nights after on Memorial Day and winning 13-0. That's chop foul 2-1. Sitting here top of the 3rd inning here at the Couch. Turkeys in a pitcher's duel, knotted up at 1 between Dawson Yoakley and Connor Brown. 2 ones fouled straight back into the netting, as the count will even 2-2. Working from the windup after the double play, the 2-2. That will catch the inside corner. Sit him down looking was Repus. That's how the inning will come to a close. 3rd strikeout of the night for Yoakley. He's got 1 every inning, as that will be the first time through the lineup for the Hungry Mothers. Coming up top of the third, bottom of the third that is, the Disco Turkeys will have their top of the lineup coming up, being Vespi, Ogle, and Chambers. The top two having two singles. The start inning 1. 1-1 going bottom 3. Coming back here, bottom of the third set to start things off for the Turkeys. Will be top of the lineup up for Vespi. First pitch swinging, singled into left center field for Vespi, and one pitch base knock. Takes a hearty turnaround. First will retreat back in standing as Vespi gets the leadoff knock here against Brown. This will bring up the second baseman of Easton Ogle, who again is 1 for 1, as both of the top two so far have yet to get out. Vespi has two singles in the center field. The first one back in the first inning went off the glove of Hall, not able to field it cleanly as he was ranging all the way out to his right, making a diving effort as it went into the pocket, but once again couldn't hold on to it. As Ogle's single came back-to-back fashion as that's popped up first base side in foul ground. Babb calling for it, makes the grab for out number 1 of the inning. This will bring up of Jalen Chambers, who's 0 for 1. He grounded out to second in his first at bat. Hungry Mothers have Chambers set to pull it down the first base side as the first pitch misses outside ball 1. Third baseman of the Mains playing in a deepened third base position, just a couple of steps to his left. Shortstop of Roberts is behind the second base bag. And Thompson staying over in his regular left field spot as that misses outside. 2-0 the count. He fell into the trap back in the first, grounding out to the right side. That was over to Hall at second. Both Vespi and Ogle, that's going to be another ground out to second. 4, 6, 3, not in time as it comes off of the line to Babb. That gets Vespi over at second as Hall makes the throw over to Roberts. Out number 2 of the inning. This will bring Miller up to the dish. He's 1 for 1. He singled a short the start to second. A little bit of talk here. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, as I believe that's AJ Lewis coming out to talk things down alongside with the third base coach with Gage Miller, who's coming up to the dish. He is 1 for 1 so far in the night. Let's see what happens here. from the stretch is Brown. Runner on first, that's Chambers. Gonna stay put. A breaking pitch called a strike over the heart of the plate. 0-1. So far, Miller is the only one to have 2 at-bats in back-to-back innings. Misses outside, 1-1 the count. So far for the Turkeys, their pitching staff has limited base paths all night. Only one inning that hasn't gone 1-2-3. That was the first inning. A leadoff single went to a strikeout, groundout, and flyout. The second inning went strikeout, hit by pitch, and a double play, followed by a walk, double play, and strikeout in the third. The 2-1, swing and a miss. Count evens 2-2. Still only one strikeout here for the Disco Turkeys. That's how the second inning came to a close. It was Manisi that ended up striking out. Run on first is Chambers. He reached on a fielder's choice. Big bouncing lead. Gonna stay put as that's fouled off into the netting. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dancing lead over at first against Chambers. Nearly got picked off there as Brown decides to throw it anyway. Down and out. Full count now. 3-2. Nope. An extra base to put him as second and third is open. So far only one runner on, but trying not to strand him there as Chambers will be going. Will we see a pickoff move here to try and keep him honest? They're gonna stay put. Never mind. High line shot left center field. Giving chase is Thompson. Trailing towards the wall. Not able to make the diving grab as it goes off the back wall. Coming around third is Chambers. All the way from first to home. A little bit of a pass ball as a ball is loose between Roberts and Maines. Going into third, standing. A payoff pitch ends up in a triple for Gage Miller. Continuing his night, 2 for 2 now with an RBI. Chambers scored all the way from first after not going on the pitch. Catches the heart of the zone here for Kush. No balls and a strike as the Turkeys take home a 2-1 lead here in the third. The 0-1 inside nearly gets away from barrier as the count evens 1-1. Oliver Kush now at the dish. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to short. Trying to keep the baton going as that's popped up right field. Kilborn over at the line, gonna make the grab. That's how the inning will come to a close. After the flyout from Kush, that will bring up the top of the fourth, and it'll be the 1-2-3 hole of Hall, Roberts, and Epstein. 2-1, Turkeys lead. coming back here as we're closing in on halfway through game number 1. The Disco Turkeys have a 2-1 lead over the Marion Hungry Mothers. So far in the season, the Disco Turkeys have a 3-1 head-to-head matchup. That being 3 wins and a loss. New man on the mound, that's Trip Beck. 1 ball, no strikes is the first pitch. Was thrown way outside to the man at the plate. That's Ronnie Hall. Second time through the batting lineup. Catches the outside corner, evens a count, a ball and a strike. Off-speed pitch, trying to throw it downstairs, instead just misses a little bit too far. Now 2 balls and a strike. Beck from the windup. That's going to chop down on the plate, goes back foul. As the count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes. As we look here for the Disco Turkeys, they've had 13 at-bats. Currently having a batting average of a .462 here tonight with 5 base knocks. That was downstairs, blocked up by Welch. Payoff pitch here to the leadoff man and leadoff man of the inning. That being of Ronnie Hall, who's 1 for 1 so far tonight. He singled a short back in the first. That was a play where Morgan was able to field it cleanly, but it got tripped up over second base. Misses inside. Misses inside as the infield umpire says no, he did not go around, so the walk will stand. That bring up the duo of Roberts. So for Roberts is 0 for 1. He struck out back in the first inning. Just upstairs. That's going to be called a strike, though. No, Luke Roberts, once again 0 for 1. Epstein waits on deck. That's followed by Babb, Barrier, and Thompson. So far, the only base runner to have any sort of traction, that's Hall. That was the leadoff runner back in the first as he stands on first now as well. Has had 2 double plays so far tonight. That happening in the second and third inning. The second inning, runner takes off for second. The throw from Welch in time as a tag applied. No, just on the outside portion of second base. As Hall will come in for a stolen base. Second stolen base given up here for Welch. As for the Turkeys, they've been caught stealing twice. Both of those happening back in the first inning for Vespi and Ogle. 1 ball and 2 strikes here against Roberts. Chop down the third base side. That's going to go foul, but Miller able to make a snag and flip it over to Banks Cox. Just standing outside of the dugout here down the third base line. Just off your screen here to your left. Runner takes off for third, pitches upstairs, throw is in time and nails Hall out at third. Miller able to apply the tag. Welch with a redemption throw there, able to snag Hall at third. Out number 1. Trying to get a little bit too greedy here. As the 2-2 downstairs just misses the strike zone. Another full count. Swing and a miss. That will retire Roberts. Out number 2 of the inning. Once again, another unconventional, but 2 up, 2 down here in the inning. This will bring up Will Epstein. He's 0 for 1 He grounded out to short, but brought home Hall for run number one of the game, that is. Turkey is trying to retire him here again in the fourth. Swing and a miss outside, strike one. Once again, for all the new people that just joined, the Marion Hungry Mothers, it's an hour and 48 minutes to Marion High School. Ends up taking I-77 past Whitful there in Virginia. 1 ball and a strike to Will Epstein. Man on the mound, that is Trip Beck. Swing and a miss over the changeup. Down to the last strike here in the fourth and looking to continue a 3-up and 3-down pattern. It'll be 3 straight 3-up, 3-downs if we can get him out here. Grounded, the third, takes a one-hoppers Miller, ranging to his back in the turf, not able to block it up as green, as the ball will bounce off the first base dugout. And an error on the play will put Epstein on second. Yeah. Unfortunate there for the Disco Turkeys. Had a chance. They go 1, 2, 3 here once again. Maybe a broadcaster's curse. As I was talking about it quite a bit. Nearly the same story as the first inning. Swing and a miss. 0-1 to Babb. He flew out to right back in inning number 1. And the strikeout against Roberts is the 4th strikeout against the Hungry Mothers from the Disco Turkey pitching staff. So far, 1 every inning. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. That's going to be blocked up in the turf by Welch. Had him fooled on off-speed pitch, as that was way downstairs, once again in the turf. As here at the couch, there is no dirt. The mound's out of turf, the infield's turf, so is the outfield. Down and in slider, or a little bit of a two-seam action, that is. Gets away from Beck. A ball and 2 strikes. A decent crowd here at the couch here this evening. As I was talking to quite a few of the other interns for the Disco Turkeys, there was a game last night, unfortunately here not on YouTube as I was unavailable to be here. So there was more of a crowd than what Greg the president and the other interns had expected. And we see a nice crowd here back tonight. A very nice day today. So far, 84 degrees here at the couch. As that's going to be fouled straight back. Keeps the count 1-2. As we can see on the screen now, sunny 84 degrees here at the couch. Feels like 84. And indeed so, not a drop of rain in the sky here today. 6-mile-per-hour winds coming from the south. The 1-2. Foul, that's going to go toward the Hungry Mothers dugout. Keeps the count 1-2. Hey, Dad. Where's north to us? The 1-2 here. Swing and a miss. Throws a pitch upstairs. Able to draw the swing. And that's how the inning will come to a close. 2nd strikeout of the inning. 2nd one for Beck. 5 strikeouts so far in the night for the Turkeys pitching staff. Going bottom 4, it will be Green, Welch, and Dahl. 2-1 Disco Turkeys going bottom 4. Welcome back here to the couch. Bottom of the fourth inning set to come underway. Turkeys holds a 2-1 lead. They've got run support in the second and third innings. Once again, trying to keep something going here in inning number 4. 84 degrees here at the couch. Wind blowing 7 miles an hour now from the south-southeast. Grounded down the first base line. Going to be picked up by Babb. He'll take it himself. Out number 1. This will bring up Welch's Green, grounded out in the first after being hit by a pitch in the second. As for Welch, he reached on a fielder's choice. The Mains who took it to third base himself. On the mound, that will continue to be of Connor Brown. So far through 3 1/3 innings of work, he's given up 2 runs. Downstairs, ball 1. He's had to work quite a bit so far on the evening. Already 2 times through the lineup. Possibility of going 3 times through here in the 4th. Popped up first base side. Has a chance toward the line. Coming back in on its Babb right on the warning track. The extended warning track, that is. But 2 very quick outs. Two flyouts to Babb at first. We'll bring up the extra hitter of Dakota Dahl. Bullpen warming up here for the Turkeys. You could hear the loud pop of the glove all the way up here in the booth. Breaking pitch called a strike, 0-1 to Dahl. He was hit by a pitch, I believe, on the very first pitch, and his last at bat in the second inning. Trying to avoid a 1-2-3 inning here in the 4th. As for the Turkeys pitching staff, they had to go through 4 batters after a leadoff walk. Downstairs evens at 1 apiece. So far this inning, Welch Green, that is, grounded out to first, followed by a flyout from Welch. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Only 1 strikeout so far offensively for the Turkeys. And that comes to the 10-hole of Manisi. Fouled back, nearly comes here into the stands that just went above the concourse. Count remains 1-2 here against Dahl. Mains, Roberts, Hall, and Babb going around the infield left to right. Let's try and see if we can get something in play. We will not. That catches the outside corner, has him looking. And he was... And Dahl thought that was outside, but the extra hitter will go down by a strikeout. And 3 up, 3 down inning will take us to the top of the 5th. It'll be Barrier, Thompson, and Mains. Turkeys leading it 2-1. Welcome back here to game one of the doubleheader at the couch. Bringing you all the action here is Logan Allen. At least here through game number one and hopefully through most of game number two. As we had another intern that was going to be splitting innings with me here. Unfortunately, he got dragged away to help in other areas here at the couch. Down the count 2-0. Man on the mound continues to be Connor. Apologies here. That's going to be Dakota Dahl. No. Apologies here. As Dakota Dahl struck out in the fourth. Going top of the fifth, it's a barrier. Man on the mound, that continues to be Trip Beck. The 3-1 catches the outside corner. Barrier thought that was ball four. Indeed, it was not, and we have a full count here at the couch to the leadoff man of the inning. The payoff pitch, outside, ball four. Here comes Thompson up to the dish. So far, he's 0 for 0. He's hit by a pitch in the second inning. 1 of 2 free bases. 3, 4. I can do easy math as it can appear. 1 hit by pitch so far. That's to Thompson. And 3 walks. 1 in the third, fourth, and fifth. Swing and a miss there. 0-1. To Barrier. Swing and a miss once again here from Thompson. Barrier stands on first after a payoff pitch walk. As here's Thompson down the count 0-2. Looking to get another punch out here in the fifth. So far, 5 punch-outs on the night. Hunter stays put. That catches the inside corner, rings them up, as Thompson did not think it was there, but it was. Another strikeout, number 6 of the night for the Turkeys pitching staff. 3rd on the night for Beck. 1 on, 1 out for Maines. So for Maines, he's 0 for 1. He was involved in a double play in the second, going from Morgan to Ogle the Green, a 6-4-3 double play. Another double play here would be huge. Inside, ball 1. Started with a fastball, but that just came inside. To number 9 of Peyton Maines, batting 7 of 10. A little bit of wind we have here coming from the south-southeast. Swing and a miss there. 1-1 the count. The wind coming straight in from home plate, if you will, going out towards the left field foul line. As due north is between where we're sitting at and the left field foul pole. As you can see, the American flag blowing in dead away center field. Outside ball 2. The Turkeys on a 2-game losing streak. The longest losing streak of the season dates back to 5 games. But this 2-game losing streak has been a 1-run game for both of them. 8-7 against the Ducks and 4-3 against the Spinners. Runner takes off for a second, chopped. A hit and run action. Morgan has one play, not able to field it cleanly, an infield error. But Morgan was luckily able to keep it in front of him, and Barrier will only advance 90 feet. The hit and run works perfectly here for the Hungry Mothers. Two errors so far in the night for the Disco Turkeys. This one here could come back to bite them. As it's down to Nestor, he walked in his last at bat. Starting off the count here, 1-0. Green playing in nearly expecting a bunt. Not something you see a lot of during summer ball, especially here in the Summer Collegiate Series. Fly down the first base side, gets out of play. 1 ball and a strike. The Disco Turkeys not in any league this year, although playing a couple teams from the SCBL, a team that they were in last year, a league that they were in last year. One of those teams being the Morsel Spinners, where the Disco Turkeys lost 4-3 last night. Swing and a miss, 1-2. The Disco Turkeys have 6 extra base hits entering tonight. They had 4 doubles and 2 triples. As they tried to improve that here tonight, popped up high fly ball center field. Vespi calling for it. Barrier tagging up on second. He'll just stay put. As that throw will come into Morgan, he'll pick it up and hold on to it. A very loud out, but an out nonetheless. Will bring up 2 outs for the 9-hole of Repus. Repus is 0 for 1, being involved in a double play back into third. Cars honking outside, as you may have been able to hear on YouTube, here just outside the couch on Deacon Boulevard. Downstairs in the turf, 1-0. We'll see here as we go into inning number 6. Will we keep Beck out there for a third inning of work, or will this be it for him? As for the other side, Connor Brown's looked sharp. Swing and a miss there. Fold him with the changeup. That evens at 1 apiece. As for the outfield of the Disco Turkeys, they look to be playing just a tad bit back, especially for Manisi. He's about 10 steps away from the warning track. 1-1. Fly down the first base side. Gets out of play. As they'll go up into the parking lot. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Is that where you parked at? Has had a strikeout here in the 5th as Beck. He's looking for a second one in just as many innings. Ground into right field. That's going to go through to Cush. Holding him up at third's barrier. A large turn. Did he tag him? He did! Barrier went just too far off the bag. Ends up getting thrown out trying to get back in. The third base coach had told him to hold up and not try and advance to home. Did not listen to him, and that is a huge out there. Keeps it a 2-1 Disco Turkey lead as we head to the home half of the 5th. Kush able to nail out his runner as Ogle picked up the change and fired it over the Miller. Wow! coming back here into the couch. Turkeys have a 2-1 lead here in the home half of the fifth. An hour 15 game so far, and we are moving just along. Hudson Morgan down in the count already, 0-2 to Brown. The 0-2 chop, that's going to go foul. May have got a piece of Morgan himself as he's walking out here down the third base line. Appears to be doing okay. That's where Morgan is an RBI single, resulting in the first run scored for the Turkeys back in the second inning. That went off of Brown's foot. As the 0-2 here is up and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It appears no bad blood is here between these two, as obviously Morgan had no control on whether or not that went right back up the middle or not. Low and out evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's been 2 strikeouts for Connor Brown. One was for the 8 and 10 hole. Trying to avoid it here for number 9. The 2-2 upstairs, full count. A payoff pitch upcoming for the leadoff man here in inning number 5. 52 offensive strikeouts here for the Turkeys on the season. That's a number that should be a lot lower. That's a line down the third base side. That's going to go foul. Nearly went into the dugout. We'll do it all over again here as the count remains 3-2. Still to the leadoff man here of the 5th. Let's see it, hole of Hudson Morgan. Inside ball for home plate umpire. I thought was about to ring him up. Instead, he let Hudson Morgan take first. A leadoff walk will bring up the 10 hole of Manisi. He struck out in his only at bat so far. As we'll go back out to the top after this. Once again, Manisi 0 for 1. Let's see if Morgan stays put on first. Looks like he's leaning towards second. Gonna stay put there. Popped up right field side. Second baseman of Hall underneath of it. Moving 1 foot to his left to make the grab. Out number 1. To the top of the lineup we go. Third time through the batting lineup. As for Vespi, he's 2 for 2. He singled off the second baseman's glove in the first, then singled into deadaway center in the third. He ended up being caught trying to steal second back in the first. Once again, a decent lead over first, not going. That catches the inside corner, 0-1. Vespi, Ogle, and Chambers waits on deck here for the Turkeys. But a 10-foot lead over for Morgan. Fly down the first base side, that's going to get out of play. Down in the count, 0-2 it goes for Manisi against Brown. The Turkeys have been down the count to 2 strikes quite a few times here tonight so far, although there's only been 2 strikeouts to show for it for Connor Brown. Impressive work here for the Turkeys. So far up to 5 hits on the night. Runner stays put, the 0-2 down the turf, nearly gets away from Bear. He's able to block it out in front of him. He'll take about 3 steps outside of the left-hander's batter's box to keep it from advancing Morgan to second. Loud pop down in the bullpen for the Turkeys. The 1-2. Down and out once again. Barry able to keep it in front. Back picks it to his right. Count evens 2-2. Turkeys trying to get back into the win column this season. Their most recent victory coming back against the Hungry Mothers on June 14th. That was in Marion. They won their game prior to that. That was part of a 3-game winning streak. Once again, 2 of those games came against Marion. That was on June 8th and June 14th. Those both were played up in Marion. There was a game on June 13th. That was in Hickory, home of the Hickory Crawdads, where the Turkeys would take home a W against the Wampus Cats. The 2-2 line to left field, hard shot over the head of Thompson at the wall. It is gone! A 2-run home run! Ty Vespi with a line shot over the Thompson in left field. That will bring home to a 2-run bomb. For Ty Vespi.
Next, second baseman, number 50, Easton Ogle. I guess we can now take it down to the ground with your home run jacket on.
Apologies there. Ty Vespi with the 2-run bomb. That was after the flyout for Manisi. That was a hard line shot over the head of Thompson. He gave it 2 or 3 steps and let it go. Fly ball right side coming in on its hole between Kilborn. Hall makes the grab for out number 2. One run scored in the third, 1 in the fourth. Apologies, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and out 2 so far in the fifth. Gives the Turkeys a 4-1 lead here in inning number 5. The 2-run jack from Vespi was a much-needed insurance run. Grounded down the first base line. Bam! Not able to make it. We stopped by a diving Kilborn over and right. 2 out, base knock from Chambers. We'll bring up Miller. Miller's 2 for 2. A single in the second, a double in the third, reaching third on the throw. Trying to keep the battalion going here in the fifth. Trying to pass the wood to the man on deck. First pitch offering here, catches the outside corner. Connor Brown still out for the Hungry Mothers. Disco Turkeys with a 4-1 lead after the 2-run jack by Ty Vespi. Third batter of the inning for the Turkeys. Down to batter number 6 already. Trying to keep it going. Hogue with a decent-sized lead. Inside clips him. That goes off Chambers' back. He's bent down trying to duck underneath of it. That still ends up getting a piece of his back end. That hit by a pitch will bring up Cush. So far, only 2 batters have hit in back-to-back innings. Those 2 being Miller and Cush. Has a chance to keep it going here. As Green batted in the 4th, he sits on deck. Upstairs 1-0. Chambers at first, Ogle over at second. Dancing lead gonna stay put. The 1-0. Downstairs in the turf, 2-0, now the count. Ogle dancing over on second, trying to get the attention off of Paige Miller at the plate. So far, it's working as Brown has thrown 2 straight downstairs. Catches the outside corner. Now 2-1 to Cush. The 7th batter of the inning. 2 runners so far have come across and scored after the 2-run jack by Ty Vespi. Now a chance to bring in 2 more. One of those is 180 feet away, standing on second. The 2-1. A hardy cut there, but ends up whiffing on it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 6 hits on the night so far for the Turkeys. Those 6 add on to the 22 they have so far here at home, bringing them up to 28 on the season. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Low and out. Barrier thought that had a chance to be strike 3. Home plate umpire let it be as we have another full count here in the 5th. Another payoff pitch. Runner should be going. They are. That's outside. Ball 4. Bases will be loaded. As here comes Welch for a second at bat in just as many innings. He grounded out the first last inning. And it was hit by a pitch in inning number 2. Coach coming out here for the Hungry Mother, so we'll take a timeout here on Disco Turkey YouTube. 4-1, Turkeys leading. Welcome back here as we continue our work here in the 5th. Working from the windup here is Connor Brown up against Green. First pitch here, lined over the head of shortstop. That's going to bring home 1. Coming in's Ogle around third. That's 2 runs added for the Turkeys. 6-1 here in inning number 5, a 4-run inning. A bases loaded single brings home 2 and puts runners on first and third now after the line shot from Green. I'm not sure. Here's a chance now to score 1. The play, high throw draws him in. Stolen base attempt ends up working perfectly as the second baseman Hall wasn't able to bring in his runner. Not able to throw out his runner, that is. As the Turkeys add another one. It's 7-1. Turkey scored 1 on that.
I didn't get it. I got it on yours. I think that's 2 balls now.
Yeah. Up and in, nearly clips him. What number batter are you at?
What's the count? 3-1?
I have no idea. Outside, catches the outer half of the plate. Now we have a full count to number 11. That's the 7 hole. 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's number 11.
Of Welch. Apologies here as my not able to check his swing. That will ring him around, strike him out. But able to bring home quite a few. A 5-run inning, 7-1 Turkeys going top of the 6. Coming back here, top of the 6, 7-inning game here, and a doubleheader here against the Hungry Mothers. Pitch catches the outside corner from the new man on the mound. That's going to be Caden Hayes. And at the plate, that is Ben Kilborn, that is. He's 0 for 1 so far in the evening. He's going to be now 1 for 2 as he bloops a single over the shortstop of Morgan into center field. That was a 10-hole, bringing us now up to the top. It's going to be Hall, Robertson, Epstein now up to bat for the Hungry Mothers. Let's recap the inning for the Disco Turkeys. It was a 5-run inning. Popped up shallow center field. Vespi coming in on it. Able to make the grab. Nearly thought about trying to double up Kilborn. Instead, he'll hold on to it. Out number 1. After 2 batters reaching, or putting a ball out towards center, that is. One reaches on a single, now a flyout. That will bring up Roberts. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Running first, that's Kilborn. Shot over to Morgan at short, able to make the grab, ranging out to his left. I thought that had eyes for center field. Ends up Morgan has other plans, making that snag out of thin air. Out number 2.
If I got it right, that's only Marion's second hit.
They have 3.
Three.
Called a strike there, 0-1 to Epstein. He's 0 for 2, reaching on an error and a RBI groundout back in the first. I will try to recap the Disco Turkeys' 5th here in a second, as that's into left field. Nobody covering third, but Kilborn will stay on second. Miller tried diving out to his left, ends up going past him. Morgan never saw it, as it got past him as well on his backhand, but Manisi able to get it in quickly for a 2-out base knock for Luke Roberts. For Epstein, that is. One balls, no strikes here to Babb. So far on the night, he's 0 for 2. He struck out and flew out to right. Trying to keep him 0 for 3 as that catches the outside corner. A ball and a strike now. As for the Disco Turkey inning, it started with a walk to Morgan, followed by a fly out to second for Manisi. So he had one on for a 2-run jack by Ty Vespi. That's what started the innings worth of scoring. So I'm going to miss there, 1-2. After the home run to Vespi, Ogle flew out to second for 2 outs. And then it was all turkeys. A single down the right field line with 2 outs for Chambers, followed by a hit by pitch to Miller, a walk to Cush, and then a 2 RBI single on the left for Green. Little chop swing and bunt here for Welch, firing it over to Green, out number 3. What a firing shot there from Welch, able to retire Babb from back behind, or right in front of the home plate, that is. Going to the bottom of the 6th. Last chance for the Turkeys to add on some pressure. They lead it by 6. Coming back here, bottom of the 6th, Turkey's the last chance to add on any sort of insurance runs here in game number 1 of the doubleheader. Setting things off will be the extra header of Dakota Dahl. So far, he's 0 for 1, hit by pitch and striking out in the 4th. New man on the mound, that's number 7 of, I believe, Carter. First pitch offering, that's fouled straight back, 0-1. Taking a recap of the last half inning, a walk from Morgan, who waits on deck, started things off. Fly out to second from Manisi. Put one on for a 2-run jack from Ty Vespi. That was followed up by a fly out to second from Ogle. A single down the right field line from Chambers brought up Miller, who was ended up being hit by a pitch, followed by a walk to Cush. On for a bases loaded RBI single into left field. That brought home 2. Then a stolen base attempt on a first and third brought home the runner on third. While Welch was at the dish, he ended up striking out. But that led to a 5-run 5th inning. Back just an inning ago. 7-1 Turkeys here. No balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man of the inning. That's Dakota Dahl. Once again, 0 for 1 batting in the 8 hole. The man on decks who started the rally in the 5th. Outside, able to watch that one go by, 1-2. The past 2 games have been 1-run games. And unfortunately, have dropped both of those. Lined right back up the middle, nearly got a piece of number 7. Wow, what a hard comebacker. Just inches away from clipping number 7. A leadoff single in the center field will bring up Hudson Morgan. Hudson Morgan, during the earlier half of the season, was in the top half of the lineup, but now in the bottom half as he sits 1 for 1 so far. Top half of the zone, called a strike. Morgan never let his bat get above his shoulder. Trying to find a way to do some damage here in the 6th. Thought about swinging at that one, let it go outside as the off-speed was let go for ball 1 as the count evens 1 apiece. Man on deck, that's Manisi. He flew out to second and was last at bat. The 1-1 here is outside. That never fooled Morgan as he just let that one go by the entire time. 2-1. Runner on first, that's Dahl after singling in the center to Epstein. Big off move over the first, keeping him honest, and nearly got away from Babb. Firing it back over to number 7 of, once again, I believe his name is Carter. Working from the stretch. Turkey's up 7-1. Trying to keep pressing. Down and out, 3-1 now. Count here from number 7. 8 hits on the night so far for the Turkeys pitching staff. That's 30 base knocks here at home on the season. Called a strike, 3-2. That just caught the outside corner. Morgan thought that had a chance to be a ball 4. What? I know. Home plate umpire rung him up there, thought it was strike 3. Runner takes off for second, throws downstairs, ball 4. It looked like Dahl would have had that base stolen regardless. Instead, ball 4 does not count for a stolen base for Dahl. As that will bring up Tyler Manisi. He's 0 for 2. Manisi so far has flown out to second and struck out. First pitch offering here upstairs to the man in yellow gloves. 1-0. Manisi so far this season, he's had one base knock. That was to the left side, just in front of the left fielder. The 1-0. Kept me over off speed pitch, called a strike. Helps even the count 1 apiece. Still nobody out here in inning number 6. There's been 2 1-2-3 innings for the pitching staff of the Hungry Mothers in the 4th and 1st innings. Outside 2-1. It's highly unlikely here that it will be a 1-2-3 inning, as they've had a single and a walk. Unless you see here a triple play that has not been seen yet this season. The 2-1, swing and a miss, trying to get him out of his shoes and into the left field porch. Instead, he whiffed on it, 2-2. The Turkeys of well has thrown 2 1-2-3 innings. That's back in the 2nd and 3rd inning. Had a chance of doing it in the 4th. He went around, struck him out. That was a pitch upstairs to Manisi. Not able to keep his bat back as it crossed the plane of home plate. Now up to the top of the lineup for Ty Vespi. Vespi's 3 for 3 so far in the night. He has 2 singles and then a 2-run jack over in the left field. And has a chance to do it again here in the 6th. First pitch swinging left center field, high towards the fence. Gone! A 3-run bomb. Back-to-back at bats here for Ty Vespi. Helps blow this thing open. It's 10-1. Back-to-back at bats here for Vespi. Has had a 2-run bomb back in the 5th and now a 3-run jack here in the 6th. Both of them were loud and long. Hard shots in the left field. One run away here from a mercy. If they do that here, I still would believe it's 10 runs after the 5th inning, especially here in a doubleheader. But we'll have to see if that's the case, if the Turkeys are able to score one more. 10-1, Turkeys lead. 1-1, swing and a miss, an ugly swing there to Ogle. Down the count now, 1-2 to number 7 of, I believe, once again, his name to be Carter. And on deck is Chambers. Very similar situation to what we had back last inning, as we're down to the 5th batter of the inning already. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. So far, only 3 offensive strikeouts. Trying to avoid another one here. The 2-2 swing and a miss. Indeed not. That will be the 4th strikeout for the pitching staff of the Hungry Mothers. And that's route number 2. So far, all... I don't think so. There's 11 hits. Well, I'd say 10. From the left side's now Chambers. Down and out, gets away. As they're down to the last out here in the 6th, but a 3-run inning is capped off by the 3-run jack from Ty Vespi. I'm not sure. There's been 2 pitches thrown, I think. Upstairs, 3-0, I believe, is the count. Indeed so, 3-0. We'll just leave it there. The 3-0 up and in. A 4-pitch walk with 2 outs will bring up Miller. He's 2 for 2 so far with a hit by pitch. Has yet to been out. Had a RBI double back in the third. Ended up reaching third on a throwing error, if you will. Then singled in the second. Inside. 5 straight balls here from number 7. Run on first is Chambers. 1-0 downstairs, gets away from barriers. Will head all the way up, trying to see if he'll go first to third. No, Chambers will just stay put at second. 90 feet closer. 2 balls, no strikes. Robertson Hall holding on the runner at second. A big gap here between Hall and Babb, the first and second basemen. Taking off for third. A big lead, draws no throw. 3 balls, no strikes now to Gage Miller, who's 2 for 2. 7 straight balls thrown from Carter. Now a runner stands on third base. 90 feet away, it's Chambers. Base knock here would be huge. Fly down the first base side. That's going to get out of play. 3-1. As long as a 10-run rule is in effect, it'll be a 10-run inning, not an inning, 10-run lead, that is, for a Mercy. Fly to right field side, in foul ground, giving chases Babb. That's going to hit the top of the roof here behind home plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We're down to the last strike, and any chance here for a 10-run rule, if you will, here in the 6th. If we go to 7, that's as many as we're playing here in the doubleheader. So the Turkeys will need 3 outs in the top of the 7th. Chambers waits on third, trying to find any way to cross home plate. That's upstairs. The full count results in a walk. Now another chance here as it's first and third. Miller on first, Chambers on third for Oliver Cush.
Number 34, Oliver Bush.
Gonna stay put first and third. Big swing and a miss here from Cush. He's 0 for 2 so far tonight. He swung out to right and flew out to short. He walked in the 5th. Let's see here if they try and take second. Looks like they will not. Fly down the first base side, out of play. Down to the last strike here in the 6th. A 3-run inning so far, and that's capped off by the 3-run bomb by Ty Vespi. Back-to-back home runs and back-to-back at-bats. He's credited for 5 of the 10 runs so far tonight. The 0-2. Curveball just misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just under 8 o'clock here at the couch. Trying to find a way to close out game number. Check swing. That's going to go for the first to Babb. He'll step on the bag. End a threat here in the 6th. Turkeys will not get that 10-run rule, as they have a 9-run lead going into the last inning. Turkeys up 10-1 going top of the 7th. Top of the 7th last inning here in game 1 of the doubleheader. Turkeys leading it 10-1. After a 3-run 6th inning, had a chance for a run rule. Came up 1 run short. Looks like Hayes will remain out for his 2nd inning of work. Had a fairly quick inning back in the 6th. Starting things off, so that's going to be barrier. And inside, ball 1. Let's see how much of these lineups change between game 1 and 2. As Hayes is going to work from the stretch. The 1-0. Grounded over the second. Ogle fields it cleanly, fires it over the green. Out number 1. 1 up, 1 down. Going down to mains, the 7-hole. Two outs left to get here for the Turkeys to find a way to be victorious. And it lands in the hands of Hayes to find a way to close this one out. A 9-run lead. Just misses the outside corner, 1-0 to number 11 of J.T. Thompson. Thompson's 0 for 1 so far, striking out in the 5th and being hit by a pitch back in inning number 2. Swing and a miss there, went over top of the off speed. 1-1. So far, and it looks like this is how it's going to finish off. No batters for the Hungry Mothers, at least in game 1, has batted in back-to-back innings. 4 in the first, 2 in the second. 4 in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the third, followed by 4 in the 4th. That catches the outside corner, sits him down, looking out number 2. So far, only 1 inning has not consisted of a strikeout. That was back last inning, where the outs consisted of a flyout, lineout, and a ground out. No long innings here for the Disco Turkeys pitching staff. For the other side, it's been a struggle. Everybody's been up to bat at least 3 times, nearly 4. Ground out to short, Morgan. 1 play over to green. That's going to do it for game number 1. Turkeys win it 10-1. We'll be back here in just a few minutes for the start of game number 2. But final score here in game 1, 10-1 in favor of the Disco Turkeys. They improve 4-1 over the Hungry Mothers. And on the season, they improve to 6-8.